What is up, car addicts? Welcome back to the series where I customize and review past DLC and OG vehicles. Never got the chance to because I didn't start making car customization videos till about late 2015. Again guys, let me know in the comments what car from late 2015 and older you want to see me customize next, and I'll display the most liked vehicle suggestion comment in the next customization video. So in today's video, we're going to be customizing the Ocelot Penetrator, absolutely legendary car in real life. Not so much in GTA, it's a bit forgotten, but it's still a very, very cool car. Now I did customize this car in the past, but that was an old customization video with really awful microphone quality, so a lot of you guys wanted to see it redone, so that's why we're redoing it in this video. But anyways, this car came out with the import-export update in December of 2016, which happens to be my favorite ever DLC, by the way. But anyways, this car can be purchased from a Legendary Motorsport website for about $880,000, which honestly is a pretty good deal for what this car is. Now in terms of performance, it's actually pretty decent, as it's in top 30 in the supercar class for most tracks, and it also has a pretty good top speed as well, kind of similar to the Thrax and the GP1. So it's obviously not a slow car, but obviously not a competitive car in comparison to the top cars in the class. But for being inspired on a 90s supercar, I think it's plenty fast for what it is. But anyways, in terms of what the Penetrator is based on, is primarily based on the Jaguar XJ220 concept, and I'll explain why it's based more on the concept version rather than the production version. So the most obvious difference is the engine. So the Penetrator has a V12 engine model just like the concept car, whereas the production version of the XJ220 has a twin-turbo V6. The next thing is the rear spoiler design. So if you look at the production model here, it has a rear spoiler that kind of cuts into the quarter panels. However, the concept version has a more simple design that does not cut into the quarter panels, and this one is almost identical to the one on the Penetrator. So I think that's pretty obvious there. That's kind of the biggest giveaway other than the engine. And lastly, a small thing, the Penetrator is all-wheel drive, just like the concept car, whereas the production version was rear-wheel drive. So again, those are the major differences as to why it's based more on the concept rather than the production version. Now, I do want to mention that they did not carry over the really cool scissor doors from the concept version. They instead did the normal opening doors from the production version, but as we know from most supercars in the game, Rockstar tends to get a bit lazy when it comes to the way doors open. But anyways, let's go ahead and check out the customization of this 90s supercar legend.
What were you looking for?
Alright, Penetrator.
What do you
Alright, so we got armor, brakes, bumpers. So you have open grille, basically makes the grille a bit more simple. You got carbon chin bumper, yeah, basically puts the bottom section of the bumper in carbon. Open grille with that. And here you have the stock bumper with a carbon splitter added underneath with the reinforcement brackets. Not too bad in the open grille option. Now to match the side skirt option, I am going to put this one here, even though I'm not a fan of the reinforcement bracket. I wish I would have been without that, but it is what it is. I mean, it kind of gives me some race car vibes. I don't know. I guess we'll just do that. I do want to match the carbon side skirt, mainly so that it just flows a little better. But yeah, alright. Carbon splitter, rear bumper. So here it says splitters. I mean, it's kind of like a diffuser, kind of. So what, the stock is black and then you can make it chrome? Okay. This one just removes it. This one gives you carbon trim on the stock bumper. Then the other way around, carbon with primary color trim. Then a custom aero bumper. What's the difference? Is it just smoother? I guess it's just a little smoother. Okay. And tail arrow with the different colors. Oh, okay. Pretty much, I mean, they're all very similar. They're pretty much different variants of the stock bumper. I don't know. I like the little splitters at the back, as they call it, even though it's mainly a diffuser. But I kind of like that. It kind of matches the rear vents back here. You know, I think I'm going to keep it in the black. I think it looks good like that. Okay, engine tunes. Upgrade that. Air filters. So as I talked about earlier, you can see beautiful V12 like the concept. Then you have the swept back ram pipes. Okay. And you got the angled ram pipes. Which way are they angled? Oh, just randomly. And then this is the swept back. Okay. Triple air filter, black giant air filter, triple chrome, and then the giant chrome. I do want to keep it like the concept car, which happens to be the stock option, so I guess we're just going to keep that. We will, however, do, though, just to add some color in here, we'll do the painted valve covers, which I think looks a bit better, so painted valve covers.
Is looking good.
Exhaust. So you have stock exhaust. You have dual titanium. That does not look right on this car. Chrome. Twin exhaust. What the heck is this? Dual on the side, and that's awful. Literally all of these exhaust options to me just look awful. Yeah, no, it doesn't look right. I wish there would have been a circular exhaust option, very simple like the stock, just in chrome, because just none of these work. None of these work with this car. Okay, I guess stock it is, unfortunately. Now, in terms of the hood actually has like a really cool inset. You can see it there. And then if we put in this custom option, it just makes it smooth, even though I personally prefer this. But continuing, you have a scooped hood, carbon vent scoop, stock. Actually, no, this is a smooth hood in carbon, stock hood in carbon, and then the carbon scoop. I do like the stock hood with the... I mean, Rockstar literally could have done the standard hood stock and then just this. I mean, this is pretty much like a custom hood. Got the nice vent there, so we'll keep that. Continuing lights, we'll leave the stock white lights. Continuing plate, so I already got my XJ220 plate on here. I guess I'll just give it a black background. Respray. So for this, I want to do kind of like a color of that era and a color that kind of existed on that car, kind of similar, and I feel like it really suits it well, other than the famous silver, of course. I do want to do something a bit different. We're going to go here to the metallic sea green, and on the Jaguar XJ220 they had a really cool green color, which I think just suits it so well, and the sea green is pretty similar with the gasoline green pearlescent. Just looks really good, so that's what we're going to do. Equivalent for this car goes on the side of the door. Okay. Side skirts. We have custom skirts, primary color, carbon skirt there, street skirt, part carbon street. Okay. Then you have the invert street skirt, full carbon skirt, which I think matches the front splitter the best. The full carbon street skirt. GT. Part carbon, bunch of different variants here. Alright, definitely the full carbon street skirts. I think it matches that front splitter. It looks perfect. Continuing rear spoiler. Now this is a very controversial one for me. I really wish stock would have been without this spoiler here. And then I wish this was actually a purchasable option. Because, I mean, the traction's there. You have the extra spoiler, but unfortunately, you can't get the extra traction benefit in the stats unless you buy one of these other ones here. And to me, none of these really work on this car. To me, they all look awful. Yeah, I mean, some of these look like the race car. This one kinda. This one or the drift wing. Really, the only decent looking one is the drift wing. The other ones just look awful to me. But yeah, I don't know. I think I really love the stock wing on this thing. It's just, it looks really good. It just goes with the lines of the car, and that's exactly what the concept car had as well, and I think it just suits it so well. So continuing here, before I accidentally back out, transmission, turbo, wheels. Okay, so if you want to get a wheel looking like the actual real car, the production version or the concept version, you can go here, and there's one right here. This one looks pretty similar, and also if you go to the track category, there's a bunch in here that look very similar as well. However, I'm gonna do one that's a bit different. I saw some pics on Google of one that I really liked, and they're kind of similar to the Giga Mesh wheels, and I mean, I think it just looks so incredible on this car, and it really kind of matches that era, you know, that early 90s supercar look, and I think they look phenomenal on this car. So we're gonna do the Giga Mesh, and in black, just like the one from the photo, and I mean, this thing looks gorgeous like that. those wheels, the skirts to give it some contrast, the color, I mean, to me it's just absolutely perfect. Windows, does it tint the back glass? Yes, it does. Okay, I don't want to tint it too much. I don't want to hide the engine bay all that much, but I mean, you can still kind of see it through there. I guess we'll just do a light smoke. Okay, perfect. Let's back out, go for a drive, exit to ground. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love it. I really, really do. What a nice car. Wow. Oh my gosh, that is nice. Those wheels really make this car. Alright, forward here. Wow. Very good acceleration and speed. This car, of course, I mean, for what it is, being an old, like, 90s supercar, it's still, like, it's pretty competitive with a lot of the cars in the supercar class. It's around, like, 30th place for lap time, I think, which really isn't bad when you consider the kind of crazy performance cars we have in the supercar class. And in terms of top speed, it's actually pretty decent. It's around the top speed of the Zeroso, the Thrax, the GP1. So, I mean, it has very good top speed as well in comparison to other cars. And it's very, very easy to drive. Even without the spoiler upgrade, it's still a very nice and smooth car to drive. And I mean, since it's not really competitive with, you know, top 10 or even top 20 for lap time, I think it's just worth just having the stock spoiler because it looks better. You don't really need that kind of performance benefit because you're not really going to be racing with it. You're just going to be mainly cruising with it or taking it to car meets. So I think it's worth having the stock spoiler for that nicer look. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous car. I've always loved the Penetrator, and if you customize it the right way, it's a very good looking car. And of course, this one is all-wheel drive, so if I put it against the wall here, you just give it some throttle, you'll see all the wheels spinning. There you go, all four spinning. So the production one, as I talked about earlier, was rear-wheel drive, and then the concept was all-wheel drive. So very, very cool how Rockstar did that. You can tell they did their research. They wanted it to be based more on the concept rather than the production, which the concept was arguably better. So, okay, I'll just open everything here. Let's see. Wow, okay. I've never opened the front trunk of the Penetrator, so that's a first for me. Look at that! Got the fans in there. Wow, that's not bad. Pretty detailed. Even here for the strut towers. Look at that. Very cool. Interior, you know, it's the interior of like a normal coupe in game or a sedan, but I mean, it kind of matches what this car had, and its real interior was a bit more complex. I think the Coquette interior would have been a better fit for this car instead of this one, but unfortunately this back here doesn't open. Kind of sad. I wish it would have, but the rest of it opens, which is pretty nice. Just an overall very, very cool car. And of course the XJ, the actual one, had the pop-up headlights, or should I say no, it's a pop-down cover, because the headlights just stay in place all the time and the cover just comes down in front of the headlights. And it looks kind of like this, the way you see it now when the headlights are, you know, when that piece is down. Or it could look like the race car as well, whichever you want to compare it to. But yeah, very, very cool car. I've always loved the Penetrator. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. Remember to let me know down below in the comments what car you want to see me customize next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.